We are so excited for the launch of Revival Today Church. We know some of you are moving, we know some of you are interested in moving, and we want you to know we put a special package together just for you. What I want you to do is go to revivaltoday.com/moving. Fill out that form, and then once we get that form, we'll send you a special package that's full of resources to help you get to know Pittsburgh. We're so excited. We know you are so excited, and we can't wait to see you at Revival Today Church.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as Dallas and I are here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcast. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a masks and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Stop it. Get some help.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. Beautiful Monday morning here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How's everybody doing? How's your weekend? Joshua, good morning. Ninja Buddha in the house. Carvilla. Lyric, good morning. Welcome to Check the Market. Kind of crazy in the market this morning. Pre-market sell-off. Over 600 points. Well, futures are back down to about 576 on the Dow. But still over 1.5% sell-off. Pretty crazy. Great buying opportunities ahead. Patrick Monks, good morning. Markets are red. Everything's red. Gold's red. Everything's red. Just a good old-fashioned sell-off. We're going to get into what's happening in China. What they're saying is part of this this sell-off with the issues there with Evergrande. Kind of has a little bit of a feel of 2008 with the Lehman Brothers and Fannie and Freddie Mae there. Fannie Mac, Freddie Mae? Or the other way, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. There we go. Got it. Good morning, Frank and James. Terrence, good morning. Jermaine, where's everybody's watching from? Bitcoin is down. Good morning, Inez. Sell-offs are the best, yes. Huge opportunities. It just depends on whether or not you think the sell-off is going to continue, or whether you think that today will be the end of it after everything consolidates. XRP, let's see where crypto's at here real quick before we get into it. Bitcoin, 43. So below 44,000. Ethereum is at 3,048. Stellar, where are we at here? 28. XRP, 93, back below $1. Buy the dip? Absolutely buy the dip. Good morning, Mike from Virginia Beach. Houston, Texas in the house. Chris, happily married Chris from Harrisburg. Welcome to Check the Market. Make sure you share the broadcast. Market's going to open in about another 4, 3, 2, 1. A ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. 7 seconds here. There we go. The market's open when we say the market's open. Orlando, Florida. All right, let's see where the markets are at here. Still over 1.5%. NASDAQ down almost 2% now. Good old-fashioned market sell-off. Still on Tesla at 700. AJ Bible from South Carolina, welcome. Awesome. Well, let's get into it this morning. See what's causing this, see what's going on. You guys ready for the first article? Awesome. Market sell-off accelerates before the open with Dow futures dropping 650 points. Now down just over 500. Let's see the article from our friends at CNBC. U.S. stock futures began the week deeply in the red as investors continued to move to the sidelines in September amid several emerging risks for the market. So here's the reasons for the sell-off. Investors fear a contagion sweeping financial markets from the troubled China property market. So it looks like China is going through a little bit of a 2008 moment here. Good morning, Naveed, welcome. They're going through a little bit of a 2008 moment, and it is rattling markets across the globe. I think it's also, this year's been crazy for stocks already, so there should be some profit taking. Hong Kong equities saw a big sell-off during the Asia trading session on Monday. The benchmark Hang Seng Index plunged 4% with embattled developer China Evergrande Group on the brink of default. I just watched a documentary on the 2008 crisis, and This has some serious similarities with what went on here in 2008 there in China. China. Let's continue. The Federal Reserve begins a 2-day meeting Tuesday, and investors are worried the central bank will signal it's ready to start pulling away monetary stimulus amid surging inflation and improvement in the job market. COVID cases because of the Delta variant remain at January levels as colder weather approaches in North America. September has the worst track record of any month, averaging a 0.4% decline. Excuse me. According to the Stock Trader Almanac, history shows the selling tends to pick up in the back half of the month. Investors also concerned about brinkmanship in D.C. as the deadline to raise the debt ceiling approaches. Congress returned to Washington from recess, rushing to pass funding bills to avoid a government shutdown. So a whole bunch of different factors coming into play here. Investors are nervous, and they have a right to be. But the Dow is only down about 492 now. S&P about 60. And the NASDAQ 228. So still hovering right around that 1.5%, except for the S&P, it's around 1 1/3. Not too bad. All right, continue. Yes, this I can relate with. Just keep buying the dip. Just keep pumping money into the market. Continue. China's embattled developer Evergrande is on the brink of default, and here's why it matters. Let's see it. Chinese property giant Evergrande is on the brink of collapse, and analysts warn the potential fallout could have far-reaching implications that spill outside China's borders. Evergrande's collapse could be the biggest test that China's financial system has faced in years, says Mark Williams, chief Asia economist at Capital Economics. Here's how bad its problems are and what's in store for investors. How did we get there? After expanding rapidly for years and snapping up assets in China's economy, as China's economy boomed, Evergrande is now snowed under a crushing debt of $300 billion. The world's most indebted property developer has been scrambling to pay its suppliers and warned investors twice in as many weeks that it could default on its debts. On Tuesday, Evergrande said its property sales will likely continue to drop significantly in September after declining for months, making its cash flow situation even more dire. The Chinese developer is so huge that the fallout from the potential failure could hurt not only the Chinese economy but spread to markets beyond. Evergrande's collapse will be the biggest test that China's financial system has faced in years. Oh, we already heard from Mark Williams. Continue. Banks have also responded to its deteriorating cash flow. Some in Hong Kong, including HSBC and Standard Chartered, have declined to extend new loans to buyers of 2 uncompleted Evergrande residential projects, said Reuters. Ratings agencies have reportedly downgraded the firm, citing its liquidity problems. Evergrande's problems intensified last year when China introduced rules to rein in the borrowing costs of developers. Those measures place a cap on debt in relation to a firm's cash flow, assets, and capital levels. Continue. Its share price plunged nearly 80% so far this year. Man, what an opportunity to buy. And trading of its bonds was repeatedly halted by Chinese stock exchanges in the past weeks. What does Evergrande do? Evergrande is everywhere. Whoa. Its main business is in real estate, and it's China's second largest property developer by sales. Evergrande owns more than 1,300 real estate projects in over 280 cities in China. Its property service management arm is involved in nearly 2,800 projects across more than 310 cities in China. The company has 7 units dabbling in wild ranges of industries, including electric vehicles, healthcare services, consumer products, video, television production units, and even a theme park. The firm says it has 200,000 employees, but indirectly creates more than 3.8 million jobs every year. Evergrande shares and bonds are included in the indexes across Asia. Who will be affected? The pool of affected parties includes banks, suppliers, home buyers, and investors. Evergrande warned this week that its escalating troubles could lead to broader default risks. It said that if it can't repay its debt, it may lead to a situation of cross default. where a default triggered in one situation may spread to other obligations, leading to broader contagion. So just kind of like what happened in 2008. A banking failure triggered by the collapse of major property developers was the single most likely scenario that could lead to a hard landing in China. Continue. Number 1, banks. The banking industry would be among the first to be hit if there were any contagion effects on the wider property sector in China, said Williams of Capital Economics. So basically what happened in 2008, if they don't get this under control, could happen in China. A banking failure triggered by the collapse of major property developers was the single most likely. We already read that. Protests by angry home buyers and investors broke out in recent days in some cities, and social unrest is among the concerns. On Monday, around 100 investors turned up at Evergrande's headquarters in Shenzhen, demanding repayment of loans on overdue financial products, forming chaotic scenes. Uh-oh. Continue. They have a roller coaster that just goes down. Yeah, it keeps going down. Just like their stock. Rep, yes, the market is selling off. It's down about 1.5% on all indices, a little over 1.5% on the NASDAQ. But there is opportunity when the market sells off. Stock rout deepens on China. Fed treasuries gain, markets wrap. Investors are flooding into bonds. Let's see it. The global stock rout sparked by investor angst over China's real estate sector and Federal Reserve tapering worsened on Monday, with U.S. futures falling more than 1% and European equities tumbling the most in almost a year. Let's take a look at Europe. Let's see where they're at. The German stock exchange is down 2.5%. The London stock exchange, the FTSE, is down almost 100 points, 1.41%. And the French stock exchange is down over 2% as well, 2.14%. So European stocks are also tumbling. Contracts on the three major U.S. indexes signal deep declines when the market opens after the S&P 500 fell the most in a month, a test for the buy-the-dip mentality as the gauge jabs at its 50-day moving average. Treasuries gained along with the dollar before the Wednesday's Fed meeting, where policymakers are expected to start laying the groundwork for pairing stimulus. Good morning, Latin Rose. Welcome to Check the Market, where we check the market. And right now, everything's down. S&P, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ. But those are opportunity for us. You know what? I'm going to go into the high-risk stocks right now before we continue. I'm just going to go over this just in case somebody doesn't know about it. They can use this information to trade. So I've got 3 high-risk stocks for you today that you can use to make money in an opportunity like we're seeing now. If the market continues to fluctuate, continues to go down, that way you can keep these on your watch list to play. So the first one we've had on here before, it's SPXS. Ticker symbol SPXS. It's the Direction Daily S&P 500 Bear 3X shares. You guys can put the ticker symbol up, SPXS. This is a 3X leveraged ETF that runs contrary to the S&P 500. So this could be a good investment to hedge against a market downturn. So what it does, SPXS. That was my bad. So that runs contrary to the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 goes down, this ETF goes up. You can buy options on it as well. That's where you can make some quick money if there's a market downturn. So if you buy call options on this, or if there's a day where the market goes up really high and you know that there's, you know, there's going to be a huge rise in the stock market, you can actually trade it the other way by getting, there's actually another one as well that you can buy. That is a 3x ETF share for bull for the direction daily S&P 500, which I'll go over those tomorrow. I'll bring those in tomorrow. So SPXS for the first one, that's for the S&P 500. Then the TZA is the next one. It's also high risk. That's the direction daily small cap bear 3x shares. TZA. This is a 3x leveraged, inverse leveraged ETF that runs contrary to the Russell 2000 small cap index. So if the Russell 2000 goes down, this goes up. So you can make money on the upside, or on the downside for the Russell 2000. So TZA, these are some good stocks to have in your arsenal for when UVXY is similar, but UVXY trades based on volatility on the VIX for the S&P 500, I believe. If that's the one that I'm thinking about, I believe that's the one. I've traded UVXY before, UVXY calls, and I've made money on that one when the market goes down. That is if there's, yeah, that's the UVXY. So you can use UVXY as well, if you'd like. Then another one is SDOW. SDOW, the Ultra Pro Short Dow 30. This is also a 3x inverse leveraged ETF that runs contrary to the Dow 30 index, which is an index of the 30 largest companies trading on the Dow Jones. So you have SPXS, TZA, SDOW. Now these are very high risk, I just want to say. But if you get if you can trade options on these on a day like today, and if tomorrow, if it goes down, you know, if the market goes down anymore, you can make some money, or over the next couple of weeks. Again, very risky. I've lost money. I've also made money with these. SPXS, TZA, and SDOW. And then UVXY. That's another one that you can throw in the mix. How dangerous is AMC? AMC is very dangerous. Good morning, Sarah. Sandra, good morning. I just went over a couple of high-risk stocks that you can put in your arsenal. I haven't gone over cryptos yet, but we're gonna get there. I just went over a couple of 3x inverse leveraged ETFs that you can add to your arsenal for trading, especially during a time like this when the market's going down. New to stock trading, what's the minimum amount you should start with to make some good money? I mean, to make some good money, you're gonna need to have a good amount of money in the market, but you can start with however much. You can start with $100. If you make 1% on $100, which would be $1. If you make 8%, 10%. If you make 10%, let's just say you make 10%, that's $10 on $100. But always keep in mind that you're starting out small, but that's not where you're going to end. So 10% of $1,000 would be $100, and so on and so forth. And so don't get discouraged with small amounts just because your portfolio is starting out small. Over the long run, over the years, it's going to start looking good. And yes, those stocks are riskier than kissing your girlfriend with a cold sore. They are risky, but you can make some good money, especially when the market goes down with those. Sarah, Evangelist Jonathan's going to be in Harrisburg this weekend. And yes, today is the National Buy the XRP Dip Day. It might go down a little bit more, but I think, let's see where we're at here today. 92. I mean, it's under $1, which I think is good. So yeah, definitely buy XRP for sure. Robinhood stock. Let's see where Robinhood's trading at. I haven't looked at Robinhood again ever since it got taken over by our friends on Reddit, because it was a little overvalued for my taste at that point. So it's dropped again, close to its IPO price of $38 a share. I would have to take a look at it, take a look at the valuation of the company to see if it would be something, because if I did buy Robinhood, I would hold it for the long term. But I still think that it might be a little overvalued. Michael McLean scooped up some XRP. Yeah, you need to be careful with the 3x inverse ETFs. Definitely. But if you're looking for high risk, that is high risk, high reward. If you hit it right, those would be your stocks, your ETFs to get into. Yes, in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We'll put up the graphic at the end. All right, let's go into the next article. Crypto tumble overshadows Bitcoin's bullish bid for Golden Cross amid China contagion fear. Bitcoin price may actually touch the early 40K price level now that the price has failed to keep its upward momentum. So we'll see if it gets down to 40K. Continue. Total crypto complex was down over 200 billion on Monday, and Bitcoin was registering solid losses, imperiling a potential bullish formation in the charts for the world's #1 digital asset. At last check, Bitcoin was more than 7% lower at about 44,376, and it's actually lower than that. It went down into 43s. And off 16% from its early September peak. A recent uptrend for Bitcoin had put the asset on the verge of a so-called golden cross, where the 50-day moving average crosses above its larger long-term 200-day moving average. Continue. Dr. J is buying stock in Taco Bell and toilet paper. Oh man. Continue. However, the recent pullback in Bitcoin and crypto more broadly could undercut positive momentum for the digital asset. A death cross in Bitcoin when the 50-day average falls below the long-term average occurred back in late July, and Bitcoin has been steadily grinding higher as of late. Continue. Crosses aren't necessarily good market timing indicators, as they are well telegraphed, but they can help put an asset move into perspective. Bitcoin and Ethereum have started the week on the back foot, and the massive bullish signal that traders were focused on the Golden Cross seems to have lost its luster, wrote Naeem Aslam, chief market analyst at AvaTrade, in a Monday note. The slump in crypto had shaved some $214 billion from the crypto market, data from CoinMarketCap show. The moves also come as futures for the Dow, and now the Dow actually is down, not just the futures. Well, it's not as bad anymore. We're only down about 1% on the Dow, 1.27 on the S&P, and 1.52 on the Nasdaq. But it's still early in the day. Continue. Who knows? We might even end the day positive today. Continue. Crypto traders are certainly going to wake up to a rough day, and it's likely that Bitcoin price might actually touch the early 40K price level now as the price has failed to keep its upward momentum. Elsewhere in crypto, Ether on the Ethereum blockchain was changing hands at 3,050, down nearly 10% Monday and off over 20% from its recent peak. Continue. And continue. How Beijing's debt clampdown shook the foundation of a real estate colossus. So this right here goes into what happened with Evergrande, which is shaping up to be a little bit like China's 2008, maybe not quite as bad. In a risky race against time that ran for 2 decades, China's Evergrande Group turned billions of dollars and borrowed money into the dream of homeownership for millions of Chinese citizens. It launched project after project in every Chinese province, selling apartments years before they were completed and scratching together enough cash to stay just ahead of massive interest bills. I don't know why people would invest in a company like that. You got to look at the debt level that a company carries. The party has ended. Years of aggressive borrowing have collided with Beijing's crackdown on debt, leaving the giant developer on the brink of collapse. Construction of Evergrande's projects in many cities has stopped. The company has faced a litany of complaints and protests from suppliers, small investors, and home buyers who sank their savings into properties the company promised to deliver. Continue. Cash is so short that this summer, the developer said it began paying bills to contractors and suppliers with unfinished apartments instead of actual money. Wow. A paint supplier based in the southeastern province of Fujian said Evergrande recently paid off the equivalent of $34 million in bills with 3 unfinished properties, which the supplier is trying to sell. At a construction firm in Wuhan, more than 200 employees have been forced to take pay cuts because of some of Evergrande's bills are past due, a manager at the firm told Wall Street Journal. Former and current employees say layoffs are adding up, and free meals that Evergrande used to provide for staffers at its headquarters have been canceled. In central China's Hubei province, Evergrande has asked the local government to take over homeowners' funds held in escrow accounts so they can't be seized in legal disputes with creditors, according to people familiar with the matter. Continue. Evergrande didn't respond to the journal's request for comments. The company said on September 14th that its apartment sales had slowed markedly since June. Its asset disposal plans haven't materialized, and it has hired financial advisors. Maybe they should have hired financial advisors before all of this, a move that brings it closer to potential debt restructuring. The looming collapse is a microcosm of China's overheating housing market, in which prices have been climbing for years. Evergrande's problems and their ripple effect on the economy and social stability are the biggest test of Beijing's rejuvenated campaign to end debt-fueled speculation and stop home prices from surging, while the government tries to lower inequality and keep housing affordable for the masses. So, there you have it. A little bit of what's going on there in China with Evergrande. Kind of feels like a little bit of what happened here in 2008. So I thought it was interesting. Yeah, sounds like Bernie Madoff is alive and well in China. Days like these are when there's opportunities to invest in some companies. There's companies right now that have gone down, 20, 25% from their peaks in May, June, July. So I think we're going to see some opportunity to buy some stock here very soon. Companies like we went over it on Friday, like CAT, that's been down over the equipment manufacturer, the heavy equipment manufacturer, that's been down. They're now down over 20%. So I think we're going to see some value in companies like that very soon. Continue. Goldman sees Indian share market rising to world's 5th biggest. So India is doing pretty well. And I'm actually going to look at some Indian companies that might be good to buy, because India is doing very well, and they have solid growth. So this is looking good for India. Let's see the article. India's share market capitalization is expected to rise to 5 trillion by 2024 from the current 3.5 trillion, catapulting the nation to the world's 5th biggest market. According to Goldman Sachs, nearly 400 billion of market capitalization could be added from new IPOs over the next 2 to 3 years. Goldman Sachs analyst led by Sunil Kool wrote in a note, the share sale pipeline is expected to remain robust over the next 12 to 24 months based on recent announcements from the new economy unicorns, analysts wrote. Not actual unicorns, but companies that are doing great. We stay overweight on expectations of a strong cyclical recovery and supportive flows, according to the report. Additionally, the strong thematic appeal and growth potential of the new economy sectors lend support to our medium-term constructive view. Investors can find attractive return opportunities as long as they don't overpay for growth, as evidenced by a significant outperformance of China new economy stocks over the past decade. So when you're looking at India, don't make the same mistakes that investors did in China. Now they're losing a ton of money on it. So India looking like they're on the rise. With the crackdown in China, there might actually be some opportunity for India to gain some market share from what China is doing. Continue. As stocks enter a volatile period, the Fed will attempt not to rock the boat further in the week ahead. It's probably true. The Fed is meeting. They have an FOMC meeting, I believe, on Tuesday, so tomorrow. Let's take a look at the article. The Federal Reserve's much anticipated meeting next week may not be quite as exciting for markets as some investors had been expecting in the usual choppy month of September. The meeting is the highlight of the coming week, traditionally a negative time for stocks. Stocks were slightly lower the past week, with the exception of the small cap Russell 2000, which ended the week up 0.4%. Central bank officials begin meeting Tuesday and end their two-day session with an announcement Wednesday afternoon. That will be followed by a press briefing with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. So expect to see some volatility at that point, Wednesday afternoon, with whatever Jerome Powell says, the Fed Chairman. There's usually it's a wild ride in the markets at that point. The economic calendar is light, and there's mostly housing data. Starts and permits data are slated for Tuesday. Existing home sales number are set for Wednesday, with new home sales figures coming out Friday. A handful of companies are reporting earnings, including Costco, FedEx, and Nike. So that's it for the economic calendar. Is the economic calendar in there? Do they have like a listing in that article? I'm not sure if I sent you that one on the next couple of slides. If not, it's not a big deal. I might have just forgot to send you the article. That's cool. We'll just go to the next one. Largest NFT market by volume, OpenSea. So OpenSea, the NFT marketplace, now has a smartphone app that you can download. So if you want to download it, you can take a look and trade some NFTs. Let's see the article. On September 17th, the largest NFT marketplace in terms of volume, OpenSea announced the launch of the platform's mobile application. OpenSea Marketplace users can now access a wide variety of NFT collections on their smartphones by downloading the application from Apple's App Store or Google's Play Store. According to marketplace statistics from DappRadar.com, OpenSea is the largest NFT market in terms of global trade volume. All-time statistics indicate that OpenSea has seen 625,620 traders and 6.53 billion in volume. Axie Infinity and the CryptoPunks NFT collection fall behind OpenSea's volume, as Axie Infinity has seen 2.11 billion and CryptoPunks has gathered 1.31 billion. In recent times, OpenSea has added Polygon Matic support toward the end of July. The leading marketplace announced a 100 million capital raise. OpenSea has continued to see record sales, but on September 15th, the company announced that an employee was caught leveraging insider information to trade. Not surprised. Personal opinion on NFTs. I've been looking at them. I've been keeping an eye on them. I think like what we talked about on Friday with Doug when we were talking about the what was it called? Opulus. Opulus. Which is going to have music as NFTs. So from artists and things like that. I think that has some serious staying power, long-term staying power. I think NFTs will have staying power, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely going to be some that are going to be valuable long-term, like the CryptoPunks and whales or whatever it was called. Those ones that are fairly famous, I think those have long-term staying power. But I think there's going to be regular ones that just are going to end up being worthless at some point. But I think that this is definitely interesting for the music industry, for art in general, and then as well as gaming. Like Axie Infinity is a game where you can, buy property and character, build characters or whatever, that then increase in value. So I think that this has some good application for gaming, where you can trade and sell in a gaming environment for actual dollars. NFTs for video games, graphics, designs, definitely music and video games. I think so. I think NFTs have staying power in applications like that, but I don't know if it does necessarily for all the different art that they're coming out with. All right, continue. Ripple has no plans to settle with SEC over XRP. Confident Gensler will drop the lawsuit. Which at that point, get ready for XRP to the moon. Back up to 93 now on XRP. Let's see it. Amid the ongoing lawsuit with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple's legal team reportedly said that they have no plans to settle with the securities watchdog. They are confident that SEC Chairman Gary Gensler will be convinced that pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. Ripple's legal team told Fox Business that it has no plans to settle the lawsuit with the SEC. Charles Gasparino reported. Ripple's legal team tells Fox Business they have no plans to settle with the SEC over the lawsuit on XRP, confident they can show Gary Gensler in pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. The SEC sued Ripple Labs, its CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson in December last year over the sale of XRP. Continue. In January, Garlinghouse was asked why Ripple did not settle with the SEC. He replied, "Can't get into specifics, but no, we tried. We will continue to try with the new administration to resolve this in a way so the XRP community can continue innovating, consumers are protected, and orderly markets are preserved." Ripple and XRP supporters hope that the new SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, who taught crypto at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, would throw out the XRP lawsuit. They believe that there was a conflict of interest with the former SEC chairman, Jay Clayton. In August, a government watchdog began investigating circumstances surrounding the XRP lawsuit involving Clayton and senior SEC official William Hinman. Gensler has shown that he recognized innovation. During a U.S. Senate Banking Committee hearing last week, the pro-Bitcoin Senator Cynthia Lummis asked him, "Do you support responsible innovation?" Gensler immediately replied, "Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, it's brought us to these lights in the room. It's brought us the ability to have a hybrid hearing with our fellow members. I mean, innovation is what supports access, economic activity, and gives so much of us better opportunities in life." Continue. The SEC chairman has also said that Satoshi Nakamoto's innovation is real. His innovation spurred the development of crypto assets and the underlying blockchain technology. Gensler described, adding, "It has been and could continue to be a catalyst for change in the fields of finance and money." Continue. Tiffany bought some XRP when it was down this morning. XRP to the moon. XRP, yes, XRP is actually on the list of on a list of cryptocurrencies that the World Economic Forum is interested in, and so that's one reason why I'm keeping an eye on it. He is Gensler did work for Goldman Sachs, so he is going to protect the old way of finances, that's for sure. But I don't think that he has legal ground to stand on. He could make it difficult, but I don't think that he has legal ground to stand on where he can kill cryptocurrencies. PayPal completes rollout of crypto offering in UK. So PayPal, you can already do this in the US, but they're expanding into other markets where you can now hold cryptocurrencies in your PayPal account in the UK. So good job, PayPal, for expanding into other markets. That's right. That's right, Mike. All right. Let's see where the markets are at. What are we looking at here right now? 1.5% on the S&P, 1.4% on the Dow, and 1.8% on the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ still the hardest hit out of all of them. And if you enjoyed Check the News today and you love everything that we do here at Revival Today, why don't you consider partnering with us? And if you partner with us today, if you donate today, what we're going to do is we're going to send you our Check the Market mug. If you haven't received it, it's right there filled with gold bars. If you haven't got one of those yet, donate today, become a partner, and I will send you the Check the Market mug. Yes, Check the Market. Did I say Check the News or Check the Market? I did, okay. I said check the news. Okay, I meant check the market. Checking a lot of things here, so we're checking the market right now. Check the News is tonight at 10 p.m. for anybody who's interested. Yeah, that's my bad. Check the market. So if you'd like to have that mug, donate today, partner with us, and you can do so by hashtag donate on Facebook. You can go to revivaltoday.com and click the Give Now button. You can text RT to 50155. You can Cash App us at $RTGive or Venmo us at RTGive. revivaltoday.com/PayPal. We accept PayPal. And we also accept cryptocurrencies. If you scan the QR code that is on your screen, We accept cryptocurrencies. You can also call our office at 412-446-2332 to give, or if there's cryptocurrencies that aren't listed when you scan that QR code, we do accept other cryptocurrencies, but we need to do it manually. You can also send us a check at Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania. And 15329 is the zip code for that. And then don't forget to claim your offer, which is the Check the News mug today. I'm sorry, I said it again. Check the market. I'm not quite awake yet. I haven't had my coffee. And then make sure you check up. Make sure you check out our other broadcasts. I do need to chug some Dutch Bros. That was, whoa, there we have it. Revival Today live with Evangelist Jonathan at 11 a.m. So coming up in a couple of minutes. And then this afternoon at 4 p.m. live with Matty Ortiz. Tonight we have Check the News at 10 p.m. And then tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. morning prayer with Evangelist Kofi. And then at 9:20, we have Check the Market. There we go. With yours truly. We'll see how the markets end today. Oh, don't forget to, if you are in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, West Virginia, anywhere in this region, Harrisburg first, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, this Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. So make sure you join us there with Evangelist Jonathan at Harrisburg First Church. So there you go. And then markets are still down. We'll see how they end the day and if there's some more buying opportunities coming up here. Awesome. Well, it's been fun hanging out. I do need to put some coffee in that mug. Jonathan will be in Harrisburg, Sarah, at Harrisburg. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you tune into our 11 o'clock broadcast with Evangelist Jonathan, and I will see you all tomorrow. Go out there and make some money.